the meeting. Start with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have roll call.
Dunbar.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Mazer.
Here.
Sofa.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Wagram.
Here.
Zimmer.
Here.
All right, non-agenda items from the sidelines. Jim Fields.
I'll just stand back here. Jim Fields, 602 6th Street, Delaware Road. Congratulations to the new council members. Hopefully you do well. New website looks good. Didn't notice that. I mean, a lot of
That
things.
was all her,
A
those two.
lot of things from the old website on there. I don't know if you're gonna integrate the calendar, the postings, the way the old site was with the other links, which aren't on there yet, but looks really good. It's a lot more fluent, so bravo to that. It looks really nice. Meeting postings. Our meeting postings gonna still happen on the doors out here. I get calls from other citizens wondering, because there's no posting on the door. Traditionally, there would be one. There's not one tonight. There wasn't one at the last planning commission meeting. Out on the front door.
When they're scheduled meetings, they don't have to be posted. So planning and council are always scheduled. Like next month, we'll figure out the one for the whole next year and we'll put it in the paper and everything.
So no, you're no longer gonna post them on the door?
Not if they're scheduled, we don't have to.
Okay.
I never did the agendas. I mean,
I didn't
the,
say the agendas.
not the agendas,
I'm
I
just
never
talking
did the
meetings,
council.
That's all.
So-
But even like the planning commission ones, so they're not gonna be posted where they were before. Okay, so thanks for clarifying that.
they weren't always, no.
Okay,
Only special meetings.
Right.
okay.
They're on the website.
We start posting planning only because they were usually once a month and they were having more than one, so then we were posting them. But now it kind of went back to once a month.
Okay, will I still get notices on planning meetings?
Yeah, I still send you notices.
Okay, I didn't on the last one, so.
Huh?
I didn't on the last one.
No, but I talked to you on the phone, and I didn't get anything from the planning. Amber was on vacation, and I received nothing from planning commission, so there was nothing to send you.
Okay,
But we did talk on the phone, I told you there was
Just-
still one.
trying to be consistent, so.
Okay.
All right, yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Bill and Robin Biscona.
Yes, Bill. I live on Bell River, across from the, used to be Bell River Court. And as they were getting ready to put in our new road, they went along and flagged the gas lines and the storm sewers and stuff. We moved into our house in January, the end of January 2003. And at that time, around that time, the storm drain in front of our house, right by the road, was mostly blocked. So I dug it out, and I got to know Bart shortly after that, and I had talked to him about doing something with it because it's a foot below grade, and it's right now it's a gaping hole 3 feet in diameter, 12 inches deep, and they put a cone in it because they dug it out so they could identify where the storm drain was. So right now it's a big hole with a cone in it. And I asked about getting it fixed 20 years ago, and here it is. It's a gaping hole now. It was filled with leaves. If somebody were to walk by it or drive by it, they'd drop down in that 1 foot deep hole. So we're wondering if we can get that thing fixed
That's scheduled to be repaired next week. We gotta raise it one block up.
next week. So I could have waited another week. Well, I appreciate
I
it.
just thought I'd let you talk a little more.
I wasn't complaining, but it's something that it's kind of dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing on the, now that we have a new road, and everybody knows that as soon as you get new blacktop, it becomes the Indy 500. We used to have Memphis police sit down at Donato's and face uphill and catch the speeders that were coming through there. We don't see the police down there anymore. We see them down on the new part of Boardman, where there's no driveways, there's no kids. Over here, we have a blind spot coming up the hill that when we pull out of our driveway and people are flying up the hill, we almost get hit. So we're wondering if we could get a little bit of police presence down at Donato's again, or, we know he goes by, but they don't sit down there anymore.
There's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign right by our driveway, but it's really hard to get out of there, because everybody's comes around that bend, they fly up that hill.
They're like in the new road.
Oh, yeah, it's nice and easy, but,
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing it with the bad roads too, so. So,
If it's a new road, you can't hear them coming. The bad road, it was bump, 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 bump. So you knew somebody was coming, now it's just like boom, they're right on.
The print called for a speed bump, but I thought maybe we shouldn't put those in.
Yeah.
no,
I'm kidding, by the way.
Well, you know, if a policeman wants to sit in my front yard, he's more than welcome to. Right, Casey?
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll address that with the police chief,
Thank
okay? Thank you. Comments from city administration. Who do we start with? Donna?
I just wanna say the elections went well, and I just wanna say thank you to our workers, cause they worked very hard for 2 weeks straight, and it was a lot. That's it.
Okay. Next. Chief?
I have nothing.
Nothing.
I just wanna welcome the new faces to council, and congratulations. And I just got a little piece of business here. I haven't been able to close our gate for quite some time down there. And I finally had a crew come in and they put new rollers and such on it, and it's working beautiful right now. And I have an invoice of $2,489, if I could have that approved.
Would that be under new business?
We could do it now.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the bill, pay the bill.
support.
Herper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wagram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar. Yes.
I think anything else is on the agenda if there is. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, he-
Nothing new from me, Tim.
Nothing. Becky?
I actually have quite a few things. So as far as things going on in Parks and Rec, we've been really busy. The senior dinners continue to increase. I had 50 people attend the dinner last week and 50 more signed up for the December dinner. We have a trip next month to the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. We have a craft night at the Lions Hall on December 3rd. We're making wreaths. Another exciting thing is the Detroit Institute of Art is coming back to Memphis. And we have the art displayed 9 pieces around town in May through October. So that's pretty exciting. Already got 2 people called me about music in the park next summer. And I submitted some photos of some park equipment. I understand we have a grant through St. Clair County for the one park by the Bell River there, the Ed Musical Park. So some ideas for equipment. I'm not totally sure on this, but I understand we have $6,500 possibly. No.
That's for the trail. We have,
Oh.
from the millage, we have $38.98.
Oh, $38.90.
I love the play
Okay.
structure.
I know, a lot of, things that could be, anyway, just some ideas. Whether we just replace swings, add a slide, there's things like these mushrooms that are for balance, kids hop from them. There's different ideas. Yeah, depending on how much money.
Becky, were you able to get any kind of ballparks on prices?
Prices, yes, is it on the sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Prices are on
Okay.
the,
Yeah,
Yeah, the big play structure's 30,000, pretty cool.
yeah, the sky's the limit. And I found one that was on the affordable side for commercial grade equipment, and it's called Willie Go. But I didn't even fully investigate, I was just
Are
getting.
these prices installed?
No.
No.
These are just the prices.
Yeah, these are just,
Okay.
that's not shipping or installation,
Okay.
but I think some of it we could possibly install ourselves, maybe we get willing people. I didn't wanna say, but.
I just wonder how much of a need we have for for handicaps.
Yeah,
Don't we already have, like a big mobility, one of those swings down there on one of them?
no, we have a bucket swing,
It's a
and
bucket,
then we
okay.
have the regular strap swings,
Okay.
yeah. We don't have a slide, so that's a thought, we just have the merry-go-round and the swings. So,
What committee would that go under?
I really don't, because we already approved the St. Clair County millage, so she can really suggest with the money we have, what she thinks the park
So
needs.
she would make a recommendation to us?
Yeah, she's just showing us ideas, and she can pick what she wants, and then just tell council what we're getting.
Cool.
do you have any thoughts? I'm up for,
Like I said, I've always wanted to see improvements in our parks around here, just because most of the stuff is stuff I played on when I was a kid, and I'll be 50 this year, so it's all pretty old.
yeah. We call it vintage,
Hmm?
right?
Vintage.
Vintage.
And this one, like, can you keep adding on to get the big ones? You know what I mean, to make it bigger every year, like the last page?
No, I don't know. They're
That
all
would be
different.
cool if we could do that every year.
That would be, to add on to it, right?
Yeah, if you can.
We don't really have any toddler equipment in our parks. It's all basically 2 to 12. So that's another option. Get things that are maybe for the younger.
okay,
And then another bit of business, I
Mhm.
don't know if I can go into that, I don't think I should wait, but it's, the painting at the library, are we gonna do about something with that later, mention that?
what's on the agenda?
Okay, well, I can, we had a meeting tonight, so I was just,
What did you wanna know about?
about a check for the,
Oh, yeah, that, you can come up, talk to Donna, like,
the end.
or anytime.
Because it's already
To
been
get paid.
approved.
It's already been approved, yeah.
Yeah.
so.
For the
Oh, okay.
painting, it's happening in December, I didn't know when I should insert that.
Just call me and let me know how much and when it should be ready.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, I think that's it.
Great.
Yes, yeah.
Are all of those, the lunches, the senior lunches and everything, are those gonna be on a calendar on the website as well?
Yeah, we need to give you that website, and you can just ask them what to
Perfect.
post.
Okay, great.
Any other administrations? No? Okay. Adoption or amendments any amendments to the agenda?
We have, under new business number 9, I'd like to add the marijuana establishment, new owner/transfer policy. Other than that, then make a motion to adopt the agenda.
New business 7 and 8, it might be worth discussing that prior to the appointment of Mr. Dunsmore to Planning Commission.
Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson?
No, prior to appointing,
He's under number S.
prior to appointing Mr. Dunsmore, we should discuss if we would like Mr. Wilson appointed.
We
The
already-
The city administrator
Yeah.
sits on
It's
the
different.
planning commission.
Are we hiring him as a financial advisor? I don't
But
think,
that's-
Yeah, but that's
Different than
completely
that.
I
different.
don't think as an employee, we could have two.
He's not a city council representative.
Right, but he would be an employee of the city.
That's okay.
I don't believe it is.
No. where would that
We
be
have
found?
one administrator from the city, which Bart is fulfilling that role.
Absolutely, and I'm not saying he should not continue to, but I'm saying if we hire Mr. Wilson in an administrative capacity, I don't believe we can then appoint him to council and have Mr. Dunsmore on there. Because it's 1/3 of the,
No. Larry Wilson would be appointed as a planning commission member.
right, but he would also be an employee of the city.
Well, he would be basically advisor to the finance committee. And $1 a year, I guess he's an employee, but, yeah.
If, he said if the dollar's a big deal, don't pay him, and that way he'd just be volunteering his time.
You could do it as a contractor. Do it as a contractor,
I mean,
so
he
he's not an
just-
employee.
Yeah.
1099 or $100.
1099, you're not even gonna have to make it 1099 for a dollar.
I told him I was gonna pay him all petty cash, it's $1 a year. I'm not ready
Well, I'm
to
just
check
saying,
it and go
like,
take
So
that
we
out.
just won't pay him, he'll just be an
Yeah, he
Yeah.
don't need the money.
advisor to
think that would
finance,
be-
you know, just to
He's
help
gonna
us
be a
through all
volunteer,
the
let's
stuff
just say that, when it comes around.
And you could yeah.
Doesn't really say anything about him being on the planning commission.
It's the last item on the agenda.
Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda with the adding number 9 for the marijuana?
So moved.
Support.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper.
Yes. All right, presentation, award for the best business pumpkin this year goes to Memphis Pharmacy. Very cute.
I've had that idea for a while.
This your second year?
I was texting, yeah, I was texting Amber, I was like, are we doing this still? Cause I have a great idea.
Hold on.
Thank you for participating. Nomination and election of mayor pro tem. My nomination for mayor pro tem would be Robbie Mason.
I make a motion to make Robbie mayor pro tem.
I'll second it.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Adoption of parliamentary procedures. Robert's Rule of Order presently used with an amendment allowing miscellaneous items from the mayor and council to be raised under new business.
I make a motion to adopt Robert's Rules of Order, presently used with an amendment allowing miscellaneous items from the mayor and council to be raised under new business.
Support.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper, Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa.
Yeah.
Alright, approval of depositories for the city funds. We're currently using Choice One Bank checking accounts, certificate of deposit, Comerica Bank for municipal investment pool, and certificate of deposit.
Make the motion to continue using Choice One and Comerica Bank.
Support.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Alright, mayor's recommendation for council committees.
I have one change request, I think.
Okay.
And I already talked to Tim about it, he's fine with it. Move me over to fire and Tim over to DPW. It doesn't change any of the chairs though. Cause I've been on police and fire for a while now, so,
And I
really
just
don't
want to
have any
have part
experience.
more.
yeah,
So move Sofa to fire
yeah.
and Zimmer to DPW.
Besides that, I'll make a motion to accept these, committee nominations.
Support.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring.
Yes. Appointment of street administrator, currently being held by DPW Superintendent Barton Dunsmore. DPW and Police Chief is on performance and indemnification MDOT resolution.
Make a motion to keep that the same?
Support.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer.
Yes.
Appointment of purchasing agent, finance officer, budget officer, and freedom of information act coordinator. Currently, city clerk Treasurer Jansen, purchasing agent required by charter, finance officer and budgeting, officer required by accounting and budgeting statutes, FOI coordinator required by Michigan state law.
Make a motion to keep those appointments the same?
Support. It's a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver, Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
Determination of planning commission council representative, currently by city code, the council holds one seat, and it's currently Steve Weaver.
Motion to continue with Steve Weaver as the council representative on the planning commission.
Support.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Determination of building commission composition, currently 2 members on council with building, electrical, plumbing, and mechanical inspectors serve Jason Sofa and Steve Weaver.
I don't know what that position means.
You've never had
And I don't know, Steve, do you either? Because I don't know, we were
Yeah, I think
on,
we just
collaborate on that. I'm fine with that.
Coming in.
You're fine with that?
Yeah, absolutely, you know, like the electrical and plumbing, you know, metal. and
Kind of a lot right up your
just
alley, yeah.
Knock things around and bring further information to council on any larger projects that we might have. That's what I anticipate, it's.
That's what I think too, building and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll make a motion to approve the commission composition members.
Support.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Appointment of Parks and Recreation Director, currently held by Becky Pare.
I move we reappoint Becky Parade as the Parks and Recs.
I'll support.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa.
Yes.
Appointment of Cable Commission representatives, currently Anita Lubinsky with alternate. Who's Anita Lubinsky?
She films our meetings.
Okay.
She works for them.
And Roberta Mazer currently serves as council representative.
Make a motion to continue with those appointments.
Support.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Item Q, appointment of zoning board of appeals council representation by city code. 1 member of council sits on the board, it's Ken Dunbar. It will be Ken Dunbar.
Decided to annoy a different commission.
Who was that
Who's
previously?
that one?
Was that you, Eric? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Eric.
I'll move to appoint Ken Dunbar to the position of zoning board of appeals representative from the council.
Support.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring.
Yes. Appointment of health officer required by charter and city code, currently held by Bart Dunsmore.
Make a motion to continue with Bart Dunsmore as our health officer.
Support.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Zimmer.
Yes.
Appointment of administration official to the planning commission required by city code, currently held by DPW Dunsmore.
I would move that we reappoint Bart as the city administrator to the planning commission.
Support.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
T, appointment of emergency service coordinator, Fire Chief Doug Pratt.
I'll make a motion to appoint
Makes sense.
Doug Pratt as emergency service coordinator.
Support.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Publication of city's legal notices. Currently, The Voice is used for legals in the Macomb Daily, the Times Herald, The Voice, MML. What's MML?
It's at Michigan Municipal
Michigan.
League.
City website or internet can be used for classifieds.
I'll make a motion to continue those as our city legal notice outlets.
Support.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Alright, B, approval of regular meeting minutes from October 1st, 2024.
I move to approve the regular minute meetings from October 1, 2024 as written, presented.
Support.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa.
Yes.
Okay, presentation and approval of number 1, October disbursements report. 189,330.18. You want me to do both of them or separate?
Both of them at once.
And electronic wire transfers of $13,782.58.
Just a question before we move on that. Donna, we got two figures for 817 regarding the BC3. Is that our website designer?
No, that's our, IT guys.
IT, okay.
Yeah, and it was probably split between 2 departments.
Right, okay, that's what I wanted to make, just wanted to make sure on that. And the simplified internet design is?
That's the website.
That is the website.
That is the website?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Was the 1800 split between departments and that's why it shows up multiple times?
Yes, it probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we split that off. Everybody uses them, so.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
No
Move
questions.
to, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said there's no other questions. I move to approve the October disbursements of $189,330.18 and the electronic wire transfers of $13,782.58.
Support.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the communications?
I make a motion to accept this. Support.
Can I get a support?
I'll second.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram.
Yes.
So, oh, you wanna read this or
No,
anything
go
first,
ahead.
but, on this, he doesn't really have the dates, we're gonna do the Lion's gonna do the dates, the second week in December to give time for the printer to have, papers ready. So that would be the 12th, 13th, and 14th.
These, the ones that were in our packet is no good?
The letter that Larry wrote,
So you're just adding a week.
yeah, it's gonna be the second week of December, not the first.
Okay, this, I got the old one.
We didn't get a new one.
Oh, okay.
He's just
Yeah.
changing it now.
Yeah, I didn't see it till this came to me, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm the one coordinating it over there at the line, so we just need a little bit more time for the printer to get the papers ready.
So
Okay.
the Memphis Lions Annual Goodfellas paper sale for December 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Make a motion to allow the Memphis Lions Club to have their annual Goodfellas paper sale between 8 AM and 5 PM on December 12th, 13th, and 14th.
I'll support.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer.
Yes.
Memphis Community Schools, 2025 summer property tax levy. That's just yearly. You wanna talk about that?
What it is we collect the taxes for the school. They don't send out their own tax notices and collect, so every year we have to approve to allow that to happen, so.
For them to collect in the
for-
summer.
Yeah, because it
Because
got
they used
switched
to
around.
collect, yeah, they used to collect in the winter,
Yeah.
and they'd have to take out, so now they're collecting it in the summer.
Yep, so, but we have to approve this every year.
Every year.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Support.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham, Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
Unfinished business, purchase agreement statewide for 3.5 acres behind new city office.
So, this here, I haven't been really involved in this, but in past practice, this is not something we do openly because we are competing with another potential buyer, and we don't want to let them know what our dollar amounts are. So if we can discuss this without discussing dollars and terms, so,
Specific dollars and cents,
Right.
right?
yeah.
What are our plans for this property?
Mark?
In the future, with the drainage issues we have in that sector of town, Robert Rose Street, I felt that a detention pond in the future, because this will be costly, that we could utilize, for example, the southeast corner of it. And we could run drainage from Lois down Robbers and take it to a detention pond, and from there, seeing that we own properties right in front of that area now, we wouldn't have to ascertain an easement. I hope to be able to connect right to Main Street drains, to alleviate the problem areas over on Robert Rose.
Because they've had backyard flooding issues for years and years and years, there's just nowhere for the water to go.
So we're envisioning a detention pond, green space area, not doing much with it other than that though.
Well, some of the other things we talked about were potentially like additional parking behind the new city offices, potentially a centrally located like gathering area for the city, because we don't really have anything centrally located, and that's, I can't think more central than that. Whether that be a park, whether that be a covered gazebo, whether that be something. But I don't know that we will get another opportunity to acquire something like that. That would be multifaceted in helping Bart with some of those issues and helping the city with some of those issues, on top of being able to capitalize on the space that is there. So,
And with the detention pond, you
Right.
can create a park, or
additional,
or if we wanted to
yeah.
put a building up or whatever, the water has someplace to go. Once you take the ground space off, then you're just gonna create more.
Would the
flooding
potential still
problems.
exist to resell that property?
What was
Someone
that?
wish to develop it? Would the potential still exist to resell that property if someone approached or there was a project that came into town? We have separate access from, is it Robert Street?
Robert Street,
Yeah.
that was a
So
potential.
there is easement from the public roadways already to that. I mean, I realize, you know, I can't read tea leaves, what's coming up in the future, the detention pond, I understand. Thanks for the little brief, because I was out of state when the discussions took place on this, so I'm just trying to understand.
Initially, they did the 4 splits on Bell River, there was a total 4, if I remember right, and that back part, becoming a problem with them building anything due to the water situation and him extending water mains and sewer mains. And, I think that was part of the issue, but, that whole field was always a problem draining. So, estimated cost, what size of fine or anything, but we own it now. We can make a call what we do, and we get opinions from engineers and such, wherever we decide to do it.
As far as selling it down the road, I don't, if somebody would be interested in buying it, I don't see why there'd be a problem. The only thing that we can't generally just outright sell are places that are designated like public right-of-way, roads, old roads, things like that, because they are public
So
right-of-way
the option would be
properties.
there, that's, I'm just
I
curious.
believe, I mean, I don't wanna be quoted on it, but I
Okay, I just
believe
wanna
that
throw it
in
out
the
there
future,
for discussion point.
yeah, if we didn't put a pond in and down the road and Bart says, well, we're not gonna do this, or somebody says we're not gonna do this,
Mhm.
I don't see a reason why we couldn't. I know like when they wanted to get rid of, that McGuire Street and everything like that, it wasn't as simple as you could just sell it.
Yeah.
But that was
No, it
because,
wasn't.
that was, that was because it was a road. It was designated a road, not just property. So I don't think there'd be an issue down the road if we decided we didn't want it, but hopefully Bart's able to utilize it and help those people out over there on Robert Street. I know their yards flood pretty bad.
One of the points here on the purchase agreement is number 12, the survey. We will get a copy of that survey, just.
I don't know, I didn't have anything to do with it.
No, I know, I'm just
Yeah,
asking in general, I mean, it is in the seller's agreement, I assume.
what
that
are
because
you looking at?
Seller shall provide purchaser a copy of any survey.
I mean, I would like to make sure that that's not something that is overlooked if we move forward on this, that we have that in our records. just in
Only-
case.
If it has a copy.
Only if they have one.
Yeah.
But the
Well, I
seller,
assume that statewide had a survey, since they split that, those lots in the front, and so.
Amber
I
said
just
she
don't want to
has a
incur
copy.
a further expense.
Amber-
I have to-
Amber just said she
Property, I
had a
have
copy.
copies of the survey.
Do you? Okay,
So
great.
so we already have
Check
that.
on there. Great.
You're welcome.
And I believe, Donna, if I'm not mistaken, the only change is with the closing costs.
Yes.
And that is that we are taking on some of those closing costs.
We're taking on, I did 1657 to be exact.
Yeah.
I believe that was our part of the closing costs,
Yeah.
and the seller's paying their own part, right?
Yes. Whereas it was
Yeah. Which
written
is totally
before.
normal.
No, I think we're covering the 1657, the whole thing.
Okay.
I don't think that's what he wanted, because
Yeah.
he's
Because
giving
the
us
other,
at a
because the other guy was
discount.
probably offering to do that, so that's what kept us competitive.
And before, it was the seller paid closing.
Yeah,
So that's the only change. Everything else
yes,
is the same.
everything else, our
Okay.
attorney looked at it and he said everything else is the same.
And on cash, vacant land cash deals like this, closing costs, that's super cheap, you know?
Yeah.
But in order to move forward, I don't know, did you work on this some?
Just minimally.
Okay, I didn't as much, so if you're gonna make a motion.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the changes with the purchasing agreement, as outlined in our packets, to move forward with the purchase of the 3.51 acres. I think it's at the end of Robert Street, I guess that would be a good classification.
And this is just making a change to the purchase offer.
Purchase.
Yes.
We still haven't accepted yet.
Yes.
Support.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Waverham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
So do you make a motion now to purchase it? If that was just for the
Well, no, we
agreement?
already
Before.
did. That's our
They
offer.
did.
Oh, that's right. you
We're
did
just
before.
updating
You're
the
right.
offer.
Okay. I
That's
forgot.
just part of negotiating, you know.
Okay, the new business, planning commission, $500 request to begin production of master plan.
Steve?
Yeah, a few months ago, well, many months ago, we've been working on this for a couple of years. We have nearly completed the 8 sections for text and updated stats. I have a lady who has pretty much volunteered to work at this on a very low cost, collate all this information and generate the first draft, which has got to happen once we complete the rest of the assignments, which will still include updating our zoning maps, index, new photos, things of that. But generally speaking, the text is intact, and I have most of those documents over to her, and she's been looking at it and working on it. I thought $500 is a very minimal cost. Somebody's gonna have to do that. I'm not capable of doing that, my plate's pretty full, if someone else would like to. But I can guarantee you that she will do a good job. I know her work ethic, and she has a background in printing and advertising and using commercial machinery of that type to produce it. So that would get us on the way, and I will mention that that does not include, we're gonna have to have X amount of copies produced. Every one of the council's gonna have to look that over. As a courtesy, we should have enough copies to send to our neighboring townships. I would like to send one to our representatives too, as a courtesy to have them look at it. Macomb County, St. Clair County should receive a draft, and if we're all in agreement from that point, then we would schedule a public hearing to get public input on the master plan. And if that goes well, or if we need to do some changes according to input, we could do that. Produce a final copy, which I don't think will require printing all those over again. We could maybe just do a summation page, send it out to people that previously got the first rough draft, but the desire on the planning commission's part is to get this draft out. And it's long overdue.
Supposed to do it every like 5 years, they say.
Well, yeah, I don't wanna beat up that whole thing again, but, the practical thing is to move forward on some other things that we've been doing, and need that as a tool, so that when we're looking into getting money or grants or talking to various agencies, government, entities, EPA, whoever, it's nice to just walk in and start with that, and we should have it. And I've noticed over the last couple of years, our surrounding townships have completed their master plans and sent us copies to do it, so that's where we are at right now. We still have, I say, a few more, those things that I mentioned, pictures, index, and maps. They're very critical. Even our maps from the last one, I think, dated to 2012 or 13, where anybody can come into the city, see exactly what our zoning areas are, and be able to make decisions on whether they want to locate businesses here, what the flavor of the town is. We have a section that is talking about ongoing projects, future projects, vision planning for the future, all those types of things. So it's one of the first impressions that somebody will have. And I do believe that we go in cycles from time immemorial, and I think we're going to be coming into a cycle that there's going to be a lot of growth. And there's going to be a lot of interest in this type of community. It's 1 square mile. We still have limited areas that could be developed and so forth. So I think it's very critical that we get this out the door and things. So if I can get that check, I will get her to commit to going further. She's already done some work on it, but I don't feel like people should work for nothing. And that's where I'm at with that.
Do you make a motion?
Well, do we have an ETA for getting this finalized?
No. I've been trying to finalize it for 2 years, Tammy. You were part of the original.
No, I know, and it's like, we're just kicking it down the road and down the road and down the
It's
road.
I'm not kicking it down the road.
It's not a legally binding document, it's just like a wish list, so it's good to have.
No, I know what it is, and, for us dragging it out this long, it's something that we need to, get it done, and to the
That's
best of
why
our
I-
ability.
The next baby step, produce a rough draft. So it's taken 2 years to get there. That's where we are.
So we just need to make the motion for $500 to allow this person to continue doing that, right?
Yep.
Or someone else could come up with an alternative plan to get that draft made.
Is
That's where I'm at.
Is the $500 for her labor and the printing costs, or
No.
just her labor?
I just said that is a start to collate and produce one rough draft, printing costs and other additional things that may come up, I will bring to the council and you can decide whether to go for it. But I think $500 is a very fair downstroke to get a document of that nature produced.
I make a motion to approve the $500 request to begin production of master plan.
Support.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
DPW committee, water tower parking lot.
I just wanna make a comment, if they're gonna vote on this, and unfortunately you and Rodana, because your property's back up to it, can't vote on this one.
Correct.
Okay,
What is
Okay,
it?
parking lot, the water tower parking lot, everybody aware of
Yeah.
the location, right?
Yeah.
Initially, I believe they budgeted $29,000 to have the engineers design infrastructure, mainly the drainage. And, we feel at this time that $29,000 would be better spent, putting it over to Union Street, where Bowman Road ended in that approach right at Union. And we're hoping to at least get Union redone to Potter Street. But to just spend money to an engineering firm for a design at this time.
Did they already, I thought they looked at it already, or did we just talk about them starting?
We talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want us to not, to just,
We don't want to spend the money.
so there's nothing really to vote on right now then, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can move along with this, everybody's fine with moving along on that table issue. Revisit it some other time, I guess.
'Cause we already approved the Union Street stuff, right? Cause I feel like we voted on that.
Union Street, and we're still waiting for numbers from an engineering firm for
Maybe
Lois,
that's what I was
Robert, and Union Street.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking.
That-
what did we get done though on the parking lot that we knew it was 29,000?
I thought I could have swore
That's-
something
yeah.
happened with that.
We didn't do anything to the parking lot.
That was BMJ's estimate for,
That was an estimate.
to,
Yeah, so it was
For
an
the
estimate for
engineering.
20,000.
not to do the work, just do the
To
engineering.
design.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of money in paper, right?
Man, oh man.
So if they already approved it to spend that to do it, we don't have to do anything to not spend it, to say we're not.
Like to rescind it or something?
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't think it was approved to spend, I think it was approved to talk to BMJ about
I know
what the
they
engineering
budgeted, we
costs
did talk, obviously, BMJ
Yeah.
to start with, to get a dollar.
to get a dollar.
So,
So, I don't think it was approved to be done.
But at
We
this time,
budgeted in case we approved it
Right.
though.
because we're looking at, we would like to
So-
get Robert and Lowell Street and Union Street out for bid no later than March.
Okay,
So if
Yeah.
this other engineering firm doesn't get to us, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to go over, because the clock's running down fast.
so we just take no action on this and,
I think tabling it would be a
Whatever.
priority.
so I make a motion to table any further discussion about the water tower parking lot.
Support.
Weaver,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa.
Yes.
Can I ask a question though on that? Now, Donna, was there a line item created for that particular?
I believe so. I don't know if it was particular, but it was put into whatever fund that we were gonna take that out of.
Okay, all right.
Do you want me to, make a motion to remove that line item and place it back into the general fund?
Let's
or-
see where we go. Once I get numbers on these other three streets, then maybe we might have to vote to reassign that 29 to let's say the Union Street.
Makes sense.
Alright, number 3, planning commission, amend the Memphis city ordinance, city code by adding section 93.10 chickens.
The great chicken legislation.
So I have questions about this, and Steve, hopefully you can answer it for me, right, because you're on the planning commission. So, in 9305 A and B, we are removing poultry and other animals in fowl, poultry or other animals in fowl, right?
Correct.
So 9310 though is specifically for chickens. What about poultry or other animals in fowl?
Well, the reason
So, like-
we're removing poultry and other animals so that it gets rid of every other category, poultry right off the get-go, and that's in our existing language.
Yeah.
Last month's packet, there is a
Yeah.
specific language in there. So somebody may wanna have geese, one might have parrots, who knows? But,
So I could own a turkey.
Correct. No, you cannot.
No, they're limiting
All
it to
poultry is
chickens.
excluded with the exception of chickens and as outlined in that ordinance.
But it doesn't say all poultry, it says no waterfowl, ducks, or geese, etc. It's not specific. So what I'm saying is,
Okay, there, so you mean you want, so.
you're
nobody's gonna
removing
have turkeys?
poultry or other animals in water and fowl, but you're only adding an amendment for chickens.
Correct.
Right, so I feel like the verbiage should match what we're removing to what we're adding.
I'm absolutely open, that's why we,
Yeah,
Passed
does that
it
make
out last
sense?
week.
Like, because
Yeah,
I would
I mean,
want, like,
technically, if somebody wanted to
I could go buy
turkeys, I guess you
turkey,
could.
right?
Right.
And I could go buy pheasants, and I could go buy quails and all that other stuff. So I just think that it would make more sense.
Or a turtle.
Or.
No, that's already-
Oh, no,
reptiles.
turtle.
So I would say on 93.10, have it say, no, any other poultry or other animals and fowl
I would say,
except chickens, right? So this is basically saying people can have chickens and that's it.
Right, that's
Not
all we
saying-
wanted to address.
yeah.
Right, because I don't feel like this does that.
Okay.
So-
I'm perfectly open to that and appreciate you guys.
That would be the only change I would recommend, and we can figure out the wording and the verbiage.
Well, could we just do that now so we can pass,
Yeah.
because we introduced it, so
Mm-hmm.
we could,
Yeah,
do that, because I'd like to get it off the table.
I have one more small thing, and I wanted to do this anyway. I know that some, other, like Richmond has basically a similar law to this. When you go to get, when you go to get your permit, you have a drawing of your plan, of your location of your coop, that is part of the process. Can we put that written in there as part of the approval process?
I met with Mel last week or a little further back and that discussed the rollout of our rental ordinance, and I brought this up to him also to get his input on that. So we will draw up exactly how that process is going to work. We don't have that intact
Okay.
right now.
Okay, yeah, because we don't need to really, as long as there's a process, we can add that later.
But there will have to be a way of a citizen requesting a permit to do it first.
And have a drawing where they want it.
And
Yeah.
then, yes, and the requirements, so they can have that, and then at some point, Mel will have to go over and look at what they've done and approve that.
Now, another thing is we talked about the part, okay, so the chickens only have to be in their coop at night. Is that what you're?
No free ranging.
It's just, they can't leave the property, but so it's gotta be basically, have to have a fenced-in property. Chickens
Correct.
can't
well,
leave
that's
the
what this
property.
says.
Yeah, it's.
But
it has to be a
it's fenced
caged-in area. This says it has
Their
to
own
be.
private yard, Jason, if that's what you're asking, as
Yeah.
long as they can't get out.
As long as they
on the
can't
street.
get out, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And,
No problem with that.
another thing I've seen in other ordinances, because we studied this one time before this came up before. Another thing I see sometimes in other, ordinances is, restrictions on certain breeds of chicken, because some chickens are louder than others. Some chickens are, they just are by base, I don't know which ones they are.
There's no
but based on
roosters.
breed.
That's-
No, but I mean even just the
I know, but you know.
gobbling, clucking and stuff like that, a lot of places actually have that in their ordinance because certain breeds are almost silent, some are loud.
If you would like to research that and bring back
You know,
breeds,
I mean,
all right, I'm
A
familiar.
guinea hen is a very loud,
Smaller government rather than big, try to cover every single contingency. I take your point.
yeah, like a guinea is way louder than
Well,
a
a
bantam.
guinea fowl's not actually a chicken.
Well, they're egg layers, so I know people
Well,
do use them
this
for
is
that.
called the chicken ordinance.
Okay, so no guineas allowed, that'd be fine.
No, and yeah, they are, they are quite loud.
Yeah, and some
But
breeds are,
a guinea
and I
hen
just
is
know that
different
some
than-
ordinances include these breeds and not others. I'm fine with people having chickens, I just, don't want future issues of neighbors bringing things to the nuisance committee, because of noise, not because of the chickens, because of the chickens' noise.
Well, I would think, Jason, perhaps that situation came up if we pass it with the change in language that Tim is proposing, we could adjudicate that through.
Yeah, we have a problem,
through
we
the
do have a
nuisance.
problem, we amend it later, okay.
Or not even that, but just, you know, if it was brought to, somebody made a complaint, then the nuisance committee could look at it, and they could make a determination on it, say, no, guinea hens didn't really count with the intent. Person wanted to appeal, they could go and appeal it. You know, I'm trying to.
I just don't want, you know,
these things to-
just the calls that could come in from neighbors, you know,
Yeah, no, I
that's-
understand.
and that's gonna be our police
It's hard
officers
to, you know-
responding to somebody over some chickens, you know.
It's
We
not.
managed to keep that to about 8 points on one page. I just don't wanna go on forever trying to think of everything. I mean, common sense pretty much dictates, I think, the way we wrote it. And we spent a lot of time talking about it with the
Well,
committee.
It's only common sense till people don't use common sense. So
Right.
every-
Right, so we would have ways to deal with that.
We should get it right the first time though.
But hey, I'm open if you wanna make some changes on it and table it again. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Yeah, I'd maybe table it, just to do a little bit of research, look at some other ordinances and just see what maybe,
Well, who's gonna do that?
whoever wrote this, whoever came up with this,
So you wanna send it back to the
if you guys got.
committee that, planning commission?
Yeah, whoever did this, just a little bit of research on what, maybe call up other communities that have similar things and see what's worked for them. Cause I really don't, just that we don't need any more work.
Well, I'll tell you
We don't
what,
need,
I'll
Donna
do
doesn't
that.
need calls all the time over somebody's
It
chickens.
was, Mark
Please don't need
Gerber
calls.
and myself and, John Locke did that.
Okay, cool.
And tonight I will Google what's the loudest chickens, and that's the research that I was.
That's what I would say,
That's
just
smart
for nuisance
control.
purposes, I
That's
got no
much
problem
time
with
on the
chickens
phone.
and people getting free eggs out of their backyard. I just don't wanna be a nuisance issue where Donna has to field a bunch of calls or the police have to respond over chickens. I mean,
I take your point.
So the other question I have is, you said at some point Mel is gonna have to do something, right?
Pardon me?
You said at some point Mel is gonna have to do something.
Yes, and I'm discussing that with them as well as, creating all the forms we need for rental inspection, same kind of track.
Same idea.
We're gonna
Okay.
have to have that, and hopefully they can download these off of our new website. If they need to, or come to the office and get them.
some guidelines, make it simple.
Yeah, it's not, that part has not happened, but, there's no sense in me going through with that
Yeah,
until I know we
Yeah,
got
I
chicken
think-
ordinance on the books.
I hate to hold it up because I'm fine with people having chickens, but just to
No, it's fine.
check
I'm
these
fine.
things out, I make a motion to table this, until we have a little further information on
I will
it.
add that.
Just to reduce the potential
I'll
for
add that to our
nuisance.
planning commission meeting that's coming up.
So I make that motion.
Support, just until,
Yeah, just
I think next month we should.
probably fine, yeah.
Steve,
Wait.
Yeah, yes,
like, this is what I'm thinking, right, just so you can see what I'm writing.
sure.
Right.
But yeah, a motion to table,
Okay, we-
support.
We got it, yep.
Are there
Mayra,
any,
yes.
are there any other issues you want the planning commission to address?
I think, no, as long
Well,
as.
this one's specific to that, so we have to. The planning,
And we gotta add in one piece that,
Yeah.
yeah, and Steve's looking at that right now.
okay,
Does that make sense, Steve?
Yeah.
The verbiage?
okay. Zimmer,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Before you move on to the next one, there was a letter in the packet still about the signs, the sign for the doghouse. Was there
Yeah.
supposed to be some action?
I don't know, this was in with the
Was
stuff
that-
you gave me for planning.
Was
I
that?
thought it was-
I don't know if it was just a
that
final
ever
thing.
approved?
That was already
Signs
approved.
up.
Yeah, that was information only.
So it might have just
It doesn't- it
been in
doesn't
there
say it.
with
Okay.
other stuff.
I just want to make sure it wasn't ignored. Information.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
So we're 4, new city hall committee
Yes.
regarding the recommendation for painting quote.
You have something on that?
I thought there was something in here about that.
No, we have, that's a committee of, what, 1 right now? So does anybody else want on that committee? Because it's just Steve right now.
2, no,
No,
3.
we have,
It
Me,
says
Steve,
Weaver,
Barb.
Jansen, Dunsmore, and, well, Larry
yeah,
Wilson.
Oh, okay.
we met,
All right, okay.
and we,
But I know Larry was on it and then Kurt was on it, so I'm like, they're gone. So.
yeah, we collectively went over it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just recently, and to the point we're at right now, anyway.
Do you want more people in there? I don't want to.
Yeah, as many as, I'm all for
Yeah,
participation.
does anybody?
Kurt said before, if anyone wants to, because it's a city building,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so.
Does anybody want to?
Don't we have to-
It's all part of the,
So
I would like to, yeah.
there be that many at one time down there?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's true.
don't we have to
You
be
can't.
careful?
Yeah.
We
you
can't
do.
have more than 3 council members, right?
But he's the only one on right now.
yeah, that's,
It's
I
me
mean,
and Bart.
Yeah, I guess that's all we're standing now.
Do we wanna just make it advisory, Robbie?
Put it on the advisory?
Yeah, since we did the quotes and stuff like that, would that make sense? Advisory with Donna and Bart?
Like a
I don't.
subcommittee to advisory?
Steve on the advisory, Steve on the advisory?
Yeah, it's me and Steve.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That'll work.
Okay.
And just so everybody knows what that's about, it's just
And
about,
Don and Mark can be on that
Yeah,
what material you're gonna use, what you're gonna do, things like that. It's, you know,
Make calls.
what color you gonna paint the walls.
do we need a motion for that?
So does,
Well, we have, it's a,
Yeah, for the painting
for
quote.
the quote, for the coast to coast.
So if you
For the
got-
committee, do we need a
Painting
motion for the committee? I don't,
I
I
don't
don't think we
think
did
so.
last time.
We didn't last time.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, recommendation.
Okay.
Who's got that quote?
Steve, do you have the paint quote for the?
Did you guys see these next pages on?
Mm-hmm.
Did you also paint quotes? See these?
Steve, you got the
Not
quote for
in this
that?
packet, I think.
Here's the
Yeah, I
quotes,
got it.
it's on the next one.
We don't wanna give any numbers in case, unless you.
We pick
decide
coast to
move forward.
coast.
Unless the bids are done taking it.
So you're recommending?
Well, I can't
this?
say there was about a $500 difference in those two quotes. We took the higher quote, but that higher quote addressed a number of issues that the lower quote did not. They were gonna take off all the doors, sand.
It was more detailed, if I'm not mistaken.
There was,
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
more, and, I think we talked to like 5 different paint guys, and I was most impressed with him, and I think he's a
He does a lot of
diligent
work.
guy,
Yeah.
That guy does a lot of work around here.
local.
So, we need a motion to approve the quote from Coast to Coast Painting
Yes,
to begin work on the new city offices, right?
correct.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Baser,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham.
Yes. Number 5, new city hall committee regarding recommendation for repairs on the furnace for the,
Greater Detroit Heating.
Did this already happen?
No,
Okay.
this did not. They came, Greater Detroit
They gave us a quote, right?
Heating, I contacted them
Yeah.
through, I used to be in the trade, and went, I've been out for a while, when I went to Young Supply, who was one of the biggest contractors there, the heating crew, I said, who was your best people for doing inspections? Because initially, we thought we were gonna have to replace the boiler, I didn't think it was necessary, and I wanted at least someone who knew what they're doing. They do school inspections, commercial inspections, nursing homes and so forth. They came out and inspected it. There were some things that we discussed that I felt needed to be added, safety devices and replacing a few gauges, a few flanges, a circulating pump and so forth. And they quoted that amount at $2670.59. That work is yet to be done. So I would recommend that we go with them. They're reputable, they're well-known, and they work in government, public buildings, and institutions, and I don't see where we're gonna get any better service from them.
Is this the same company that came out already prior?
Yes, I
So,
came out
guy in the
there and
building?
walked through it with,
Okay.
with
Was
their
that the guy?
technician,
Yeah.
and I've been in touch
With them.
with
This
their
is
office discussing.
was one of our
And that's where we stand right now. And that would get our boiler, we fired up all 4 circuits. There was a lot of work done previously from the last owners to put heat in the upstairs. We've got 4 different circuits of boiler heat, radiant heat, which is a great way to heat the building, and they all function, they all work, all thermostats do. The boiler is old, but if, you know, as long as you don't burn the boiler up and you keep water or something going through it, and you have a way that it shuts off, if there isn't, which that did not have, which really concerned me, it could last another 30 years. So why spend the money on a new boiler for 10 grand or whatever it costs to put one in? So for $2670.59, I think we would be starting on a pretty good footing for keeping the building heated. And we'll just see how long it lasts.
I second that motion.
So I would move that we approve the quote from Detroit Heating to do the work on the boiler system at the new city hall for $2670.59.
I second it.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wagram,
Yes.
Nimmer.
Yes.
New City Hall Committee concrete quality for driveway,
That, if I may again,
which is already.
speak to.
So that one has been completed.
I would like to speak to that. We, as advisory committee, recommended that that bid be approved. The three of us on council, Robbie, Tim, and I.
So we recommended moving
Yes.
forward with the purchase based upon the bid that we had received. We never, Robbie, I don't know if you did, I don't recall ever seeing what the dollar amount of that bid was. We never had that dollar amount. So I just wanna make sure that we're.
Yeah, it's there, Tim,
It wasn't in any of the stuff we had previously though. We only, cause remember, you got the bid the day of or the morning of our meeting to move forward and make a decision. Cause we had a special meeting if we were gonna approve the purchase, to move forward with the purchase agreement.
okay.
But I wanna
It's
make
kind
sure
of
it's.
learned from so many people over there, but yeah.
Yeah, so we never saw the actual quote of it.
Do you know it
The
now?
amount. Yeah, I know it
Okay,
now. I'm
yeah.
fine with that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
okay,
worried
yeah,
about
there's
that.
like a $5,000 difference.
Yeah,
From
I
now
just
on
think.
procedurally.
Yeah, procedurally, I think like, before we moved forward with that, it should have been talked about, or it should have been emailed out, the quote amount or anything.
Let me
like that.
address that,
Yeah.
and for full transparency of how that came about, and I will fall on my sword, you can beat me up for it if you'd like. You know, I knew that three of us on the council had gone with the quote that John Doctor did. We had, I was tasked to find out whether we could get that work done before the season closed. And that window is about shut right now. So when I talked to the contractor, he says, yes, but it's gonna have to happen like now. And I immediately called Jason, and he said he would be fine with that. I did not call the rest of the council, because you're not in really up to speed on that, and we just need 4 votes to it. I'm not trying to hide information from anybody.
And, you know, he did call me and he asked me, you know.
Well, let me read what I wrote to our advisory committee. So I only pulled the trigger on the 4th of people home after contacting Jason for his input. I knew we were in agreement on advisory on the bid award. They would need at least 1 more yes to move forward before the council meeting. My urgency was the weather window closing for this year, which would slow the project considerably, like by several months maybe. I've been tasked to see if we get it done this year. The contractor last week said it had to happen immediately, so I greenlit it after talking to Jason. Now, just this last year, our attorney, we discussed these kinds of situations with him. And he told us that as long as we vote at it at the next regular meeting, which we are at the next regular meeting, sometimes due to time constraints or circumstances, you need to make a call. And if you do that by email or by in-person polling, whatever, and you get an affirmative, which 4 votes to me counted as an affirmative, you can go ahead and move on it, bring the information out at the very next regular meeting, which this is it, and vote on it. I felt it was the right thing to do, and that's my reasoning for doing that. You know, it's gonna be very difficult to be doing other things without that driveway done. It's extremely necessary to have that happen. We gotta have a double wide driveway here to use at City Hall. I would like to get that project done and finished so we can start using it. I don't wanna see this stretch out, you know, for a long interminable process of time. You know, we've gotten all the quotes, so that's what I did. You'll just have to beat me up and sue me or something like this. That's why I did it. And I don't think I did anything underhanded or illegally or trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I made a decision, and I still stand with it. So.
Right. And when he called me, he basically said, and my answer was, if advisory has looked this over and you guys are approving this work, I'm not privy to it. I'm taking your word
But
for
we
it.
didn't.
Well, I don't know, but, that basically, I was just a 4th.
Also, I wanna be sure that if it's something that we're spending money on, is that allowed to be done?
Yes, as I just explained, the attorney said.
When there's a time
these
constraint.
situations
Yeah,
come. They may not involve
time constraint.
money.
They
All
don't
four
like
votes.
it, but if it is a time constraint, you can.
We can.
But they don't advise it
No, and it's
For
Not for
really-
anything unless, you gotta have a reason, and weather-related time constraint thing is.
And the situation, similar ones have come up a couple times in the last year or two, I don't know, and we did get a legal opinion on that, or else I would not have taken it upon myself to do it.
Yeah, I think the methodology was fine.
Yeah.
Right, I think there's just confusion about
Yeah, and that's why
whether
I'm telling
advisory
you,
voted or not.
you know me, I'm pretty transparent, I'm not hiding the ball from
Right.
anybody, you know, it's the way I'm doing things.
I think,
And,
I don't wanna speak for Robbie, but I think our vote was to move forward with the purchase, not with that specific.
Because it was under the quota.
I may
Right.
have misunderstood
It was under
that.
the total what we had thought
I
we were
may have
gonna spend.
misunderstand that.
Which is fine,
you know.
again, I mean,
I'll
if we
copy that.
vote about it, we'll vote now.
Yeah,
The
we
work's
vote.
already been done, so.
Well, the
like-
point of that is
I
to
think
know
it's
that you're
just-
gonna have the votes.
Right, yeah.
Because if you don't vote for it now and it gets voted, like, you gotta have
Gets
4
real
votes,
awkward.
then it's gonna be like, well, the concrete's in, you gotta pay for it. So the whole point of doing that is to make sure you got 4 votes when the time comes.
Bart, if you bring those sewers up from the new property required, is that gonna affect that driveway? Are you gonna get to the main line?
We'll figure it out.
Oh,
That's what they make jackhammers with. I'm kidding.
okay. On the other side,
Bart, don't do that.
I'm hoping to be able to, when that
Work
day
around
comes,
okay.
go work around it.
Well, also on this subject, so I don't get any further trouble.
Steve.
Bart and I met with Larry, with the contractor before any of this started, to
Yeah.
again go over what we were looking to accomplish. And we decided that we should, while the equipment is there, we were adding 20 feet of double A behind where the new driveway will end.
Does this cost include that?
No, it does not.
He's a different contractor.
So we wanted to add another 10 feet behind that. Now, none of that's been done yet. So if it's necessary, I would like maybe to add a quick,
Could vote on that as well. Let's do the driveway first, real
Yeah.
quick.
Who did we end up going? We ended up going with Concrete Quality,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
yeah,
So-
John Doctor is guy, he's a local Memphis
Yeah.
man.
So, do you wanna make a motion or do you want me to?
No, go ahead, Tim.
I'll make a motion to basically pay the bill to Concrete Quality, for the driveway work at the new City Hall building.
Support.
Now, does that include, I just wanna ask before you vote, does that include the future parking lot, what has to be
No.
done yet?
That'll be next.
That's just
That'll
what's
be
been
next.
done.
That's just what's already done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayrum,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
Okay, now for the extension, we have to go another 10 feet.
So wait, that's not on our agenda.
No, he said he's
Oh.
gonna ask.
So we'd have to add that as a line item, right?
Let's, can we
Can we add?
do that now?
You can do it now.
Okay.
We did Bart's at the beginning.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
Okay,
Just
cool.
Since we're on the subject, let's do it, yeah.
Because he's ready to start.
That's what I thought,
You
yeah.
know, he hasn't done it yet, so,
Yep.
you know, I'd like to say, I don't wanna get in any more trouble.
Who's doing that work?
Same guy.
Oh, okay, they do that too, okay.
So we originally quoted us for the 20 feet. He said he would be happy to do the extra 10 feet and just give us an extension of the price of what he quoted us for the 20 feet. In addition to that, while we were over there looking at it, the front 2 pieces of the apron of the existing driveway are fractured to all get-go, as are the 2 pieces of sidewalk. If he's there doing, he did not move on doing any of that, but I
He did
feel.
one.
Pardon?
He did smash up one.
That's
He
been-
annihilated it.
I asked him flat out, so if he's lying to me, I stand corrected. but I
It's
said-
just setting in
I don't know if it's a
another
broken out piece, I don't know, but there is some debris there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
He started
talking
moving
about
there.
existing driveway that is there now before he ever even started the job. At
Yes.
some point in time, that
It's
was,
already been cut up and it's all stacked in the spot that was,
all right, well,
it is.
again, I guess I'll have to.
I drove by, I saw some stuff there, I didn't look
Yeah,
close.
it's not debris, it's the sidewalk.
But there were 2 squares on the sidewalk and those 2
Right.
pieces of the apron that I hated to see all that work go and have that degraded part of the driveway right at the entrance. And as we are trying to move along and upgrade our city sidewalks and that kind of thing, he said he would do that and would be, again, just an extension of the price, which would not be any,
Did he give you
Great
a
amount.
price?
pardon me,
Did he
no,
give-
no. But he said he would extend the price, however, he figured out the lineal feet, square footage, you know, that he did for the original pour.
So it's open season to whatever he sends us for the bill, if we approve this?
Yeah, we need to adopt them all.
Well,
we
he
don't
told
have
us,
to-
well, we got a quote on the 20 feet of double A, and he said he was gonna split that price in half and add.
Okay, so
A
what's
third.
the price for the 20 feet?
I don't have that in front of me, I think it was like $4,600 or something like that, I don't have that figure with me.
So approximately,
One, he's
We
gonna
could do
extend
an
the
up,
price.
we could do an up to.
Yeah,
yeah, we could do, so if it's approximately 5, if he cuts that in half and adds 10 feet, so it'd be 7,500 for the,
That would be more than covering it.
And then just say up to, we'll pay him what we owe him and what we
And
don't owe him to
I
keep.
think John is good to his word, he's not going to try to pad it, if we do have an up to figure, I trust him.
and then you want sidewalk and apron too, right?
There's 2 pieces of sidewalk and 2 pieces of apron.
Do we have a price on
And
that?
he was even talking about just doing that as not even charging the labor, but I don't like people working for nothing, but I'll discuss that with him. But that I feel should be done. How you wanna go about it, if you don't want to, that's fine too.
What do you feel like is an appropriate up to number? Because if we're
That-
figuring 7,500 for the gravel in the back, the 20 plus 10 feet,
Yeah.
what is an appropriate number for the sidewalk and apron?
I would say if we approve it up to 10,000, because what we had in our original idea, that's still,
It's still
that's
way
half.
under.
Yeah.
It's half of what we allow,
Yeah, for what
So
we
we could
have.
say something like not to exceed.
not to exceed $10,000.
It's
And then if it doesn't,
shouldn't
we
be
might
anywhere
have
near
to-
that much
And if
volume.
it's, that's good, don't tell him.
Yeah, definitely.
Public record, go on channel 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch.
You keep that to
Tell him that we're
yourself.
approving up to
For Don.
10,000.
Well, we already knew it was 75, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, I see
I
what
think
you're
that's a
saying.
good number to,
Okay.
so,
and if it is more, then we're gonna have to prove it, because
yeah,
it's already framed out.
I'll make a motion to approve up to an additional $10,000 for gravel work in the back of the lot and the sidewalk and apron in the front.
I support that.
Okay.
You got that?
Hang on.
Sorry, Donna.
No, that's good. Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
No.
Harper.
Yes.
Okay, I have Mazer, Sofa, Weaver, Wayram, Zimmer, and Harper, yes. Dunbar, no, so motion carried.
City administrators, financial administrator. That's the Larry Wilson, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanna say, I think it would be a major problem for us if we did not use Larry's intelligence. and
So I think
his-
everybody here
it's
agrees,
crazy
agrees
not
with
to
that,
use.
that he has
So-
invaluable
Yeah.
knowledge.
gonna give him my seat.
Yeah,
I think, I mean, if nobody has any discussion points, I'll make a motion to approve Larry Wilson continuing working on the financial aspects for the city of Memphis.
Support.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver,
Resounding yes.
Wayram,
yes.
Zimmer,
Absolutely.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Planning commission, appoint Larry Wilson to the planning commission.
I make a motion to appoint Larry Wilson to planning commission.
Support.
Did we have anybody else?
I have a list I keep, so I go down the list.
Okay.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wayram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Absolutely.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa.
Yes.
Number 9, marijuana establishment, new owners transfers policy. Who brought this in?
Okay, this is, because of marijuana, Joyology changed their name. They had 2 owners. one's staying on, one is not. So we were talking to our attorney about it, how does that handle? He said if one's staying on, all you gotta do is ask for the new one's name, whatever. If there's brand new owners for both, then you'd wanna do more research down here. So this is just a policy that this is how we do it.
Well, they couldn't get new owners there, but
They can't.
That's why we would have to go further into it. We can allow it if we wanted them to stay,
Yeah, but
but that's why he
as-
wants you to.
As the ordinance stands, we can't right now.
We couldn't allow it.
We couldn't allow it.
Okay.
So we
But
need,
we're just accepting a transfer when one owner leaves.
Yeah, because it's
Right.
not, it's not
One
changing
owner
the
is still there.
corporation. Corporation has the permit or whatever, so partners can kind of come and go, but you can't completely eliminate the partners and just, that's a sideways way of going about changing owners,
was it
right?
still a corporation?
Yeah, it's
So
still
they could
whatever,
keep- they could
whatever
have-
their corporate name is, yeah.
yeah, but
It's not, they're doing business as was Joyology of Memphis. Now they're doing business as license, not their corporate name, you know? Like Tammy, you probably have a different name for your business other than Doghouse. Doghouse, you're doing business as Doghouse Tavern and everything, so. This is just their corporate entity.
And our attorney also talked to their attorney about the
Yeah,
whole thing,
so.
so.
I make a motion to do it, I mean, you can't have them going a roundabout way and saying, okay, we'll just eliminate this guy, and this guy, and bring in people, and before you know it, you have all new owners. It's just kind of a way around something that we really don't need them to be able to do. We wanna be able to vet these people and it's our say, you know.
so it gets down to one owner. There can be no other transfers.
No, as long as one owner is one of the original owners.
Right. If,
Oh, yeah.
If like you and,
Yes.
so say you and I own a
So
business.
he might be partnering with somebody else, but he's still in
He
the
has to
owner.
be the one that's on the title and on
Yes.
everything. If
Yes.
he leaves, that license is removed.
Yeah, that turns into a
Correct.
total
Yes.
separate
Right,
thing.
that's
That's
what
how I
thought.
got it.
Yeah.
That's
So
how I
we need one
understand it.
original owner to maintain
Yeah,
that
yeah.
license.
Yep. If he leaves, then the license goes away, and they'd have to reapply,
Yeah, they have
which
to-
they can't.
They can't really.
The way our
We
ordinance is
revert
written.
back to our old ordinance that
There's
says
only
only
one.
one.
Yes. So,
So, that's it.
so what do we need a motion for?
Motion
To
to
go for
accept
the
the
policy.
new marijuana establishment, new
New owner
owner slash transfer policy. I make that motion.
Support.
Waver,
Yes.
Simmer,
Yes.
Dumper,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Okay, from me, basically, just wanna thank everybody for the support, looking forward to working with everybody, going forward. I see some new faces here, returning faces, appreciate everybody who's been here before. And we're gonna, hopefully do a lot of great things in the next 2 years, so. One other thing, the chamber is still alive. The next meeting is gonna be December 3rd, 9 AM. They will be voting on new officers and looking at what they're gonna be doing next year. I would like to see chamber businesses and things, working more with the city, so.
Are you still on it?
I'm still,
A representative.
I'm still the president right now, but I'm gonna relinquish that.
But you'll stay on
I'll
as
stay on,
doghouse?
I'll stay on as a business owner, yes.
Or even
Yeah.
representative to the city, like Eric used to?
Yeah, I mean, that's,
That's
yeah,
cool.
so. That's all I have.
You just go around and ask.
Well,
I say welcome to Ken and Donna and to Tammy, and I think it'll be good, be a good time, and got a lot to do, so look forward to it, congratulations. And that's all I have.
Okay.
I'm excited to work with each and every one of you. I think we can do a lot of good for our city. After the meeting, anyone has pointers that they would love to share with us newbies, I'm sure we'd appreciate it. Excited to get to work.
Thank you. Steve?
I was not here for the last council meeting, so I did not want to neglect to thank Eric for his 25-plus years of service. And I sincerely do appreciate the effort, particularly after the last couple of years. knowing what kind of time goes into serving this as a, really a part-time council. It requires quite a bit of effort and energy, and I really wanted to note that. Thank you. I also wanted to thank Larry, which I didn't get a chance to do publicly. And also all the people who ran, people who were elected. I'm very encouraged to see that we have more participation. Bart, thank you for getting that driveway ready. And Bart took out a tree and another big old nasty tree out on the south side of the building, getting all that prepped. There's a lot of moving pieces going there. You know, we got 5, 6 people bidding, multiple people on those each ones, and to coordinate that and get that done. I really appreciate your efforts there, Bart. We had basically what I call an informal town hall Friday before election. I appreciate everybody who showed up there. Members of some of the various offices and some of the candidates showed up. I thought that was really great too, and I look forward to moving forward. That's all I have.
Thank you. Redonna?
I'm looking forward to serving Memphis as well, and congratulations, Robbie, on Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
A couple things. In our packets, there was this letter about the trail markers, maps, and signs. Do we have to do anything with that, Donna? We got a $6,500.
Yeah, we haven't gotten it yet.
And I think this is what Eric was working on with Andrea LaFontaine, if I'm not mistaken. So is there any follow-ups on our end that are needed?
Well, I was just waiting until the money came in and then we need to, somebody to do it.
We gotta find I'm assuming we'd have to find bids to, did you guys get a bid?
We kinda have a list going of what we were thinking and what we gave them, and it was trail markers, which Bart was helping us with that.
Yep.
The map,
Yeah.
and we were talking about maybe what we could get that we weren't sure, see if there's any more trees that need to be cleared.
Sure.
Just, so when it gets time, probably in the spring, I would think more going out there.
Okay.
We need a sign at the road.
Yeah, we need
Then
to sign
we'll
on the street,
Point
maybe.
people to the back.
Yeah.
Because when you actually pull into the park, you can't even see
You don't
the,
even know it's there.
I've lived here for a long time and I
Is
didn't
it
know they were there.
Cheryl?
I
Yeah,
swear.
the
I
wood, the wood led right in. The
didn't even
sign.
know it was there.
well, yeah,
They said we could put a sign on the street too, like, you know, I mean, in Memphis, coming in for people to know.
there'll be 2
And
maps.
also a map of place of interest, like where to eat, where to do this.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. There'll be actually 2 maps. There'll be a map of the trails, and then there'll be like a bigger map of the entire city with like points of interest, the Dairy Queen, the dog house, sandwich shops, you know, whatever you think.
Will those be easy to update as businesses change or new businesses come to town?
The paper map?
Is paper?
It's gonna be a paper map, inside of plastic.
Oh, okay,
So
something
it's
like
like a
that.
laminated.
Alright.
I mean, that was my thought anyway.
The whole
I didn't know
thing
there was
inside
like
of the display case that we have on
When
there.
you guys, when you guys get to that point, let me know. I am a sign guy.
You do?
Okay.
You know, the DOT stuff, everything, yeah. Everything,
The other thing I wanted to, there's a lot of stuff in our package about DPW, and I don't wanna lose any traction with that part, so there was some stuff about the Mill Street Bridge
Yeah.
and grants.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we need, cause I feel like you and Larry worked really well together with that stuff, so
Yeah.
I don't wanna lose any of that momentum.
I can touch on the Mill Street,
Yep.
I'm not sure what you have.
It's basically saying we should get a look at basically every
Every
year.
year.
Well, it's now been upgraded to, annual
Yeah.
inspections.
Okay.
And,
Used to be every 2 years, used to be every
And
5
it's-
years.
But it
2
did
years,
say,
and
did
it's-
say that when we started applying for grants
yes,
last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there, we're also waiting, to a response from My Bridge is the webpage.
And I, yeah.
And such. We may have to put a weight restriction, that may happen first on that bridge. I do have pictures, I don't know if we got more hard copies in or not, but I wanted to share them with you. I believe we got the 2 more booklets in the packets. But, instead of going down in there and physically seeing, I have some real good photographs of what's going on in those 2 culverts. They're proposing, and I don't like this idea at all, they're proposing possibly, when the time comes, is putting just one larger culvert in. I know we had a major flood when we did Mill Street in 03 it was. And then spring come around and Sage Creek, which runs by Larry Wilson and the DPW there, that just came raging, build up, and it was right after we did work on Mill Street, and a lot of people got over and they were blaming the city for changing something. We didn't change it, it just, anyways, I had wells that were within 2 inches of being underwater. First time I've ever seen something like that. So I want to deter that thought. I have been in contact with another fellow with this engineering firm. So I'll keep you posted on this, so.
Did the
Yeah,
grant
as far
process
as,
start?
And then now, and that's another thing, this is where the money comes in on streets.
Yeah. Did-
So who writes the grant? Who
Yeah,
applies for
that's
the
what
grant?
I'm wondering about. is-
Engineering firms.
Writes
Yeah.
the grant, have we
Yeah,
started on that?
They search at.
Have we started working
Not
on
at this
it? Not yet.
moment.
Okay.
They're in discussing with them, and because they did the inspection, I would probably say they're keeping their eyes out already.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I just don't wanna lose steam on that stuff, if we can get
No,
grants
yeah,
for
I
it.
see, I personally been in there, and
Okay.
this has been failing for quite some time, and then it came time now, we gotta get engineers involved, and so this is the second inspection. From here on in, though, it's gonna be an annual,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
And currently it's $1,000, I think it was, but.
yeah. That's all.
Jason?
Well, I wanted to also thank, I wasn't at the last meeting either, wanted to thank Eric, and Larry's not here, I wanted to thank him as well. Congratulations to all the new members, and, I'm glad we've seen a lot of people run. There's been times when, even in the short time I've been here, we've had city council, seats come up, and you kinda run unopposed sometimes, nobody's running, so, I'm glad to see more interest in the city, more people wanting to get involved. And I want to congratulate Cammie on making history as Memphis's first female mayor. There's only one first. You're the one.
That's it?
So, besides that, that's all.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, before you adjourn.
Oh, wait.
No, too late.
Does council want to say anything about tree lighting, date and time?
We did
Already did
last, we did
We already
last
did
time.
that.
What?
Yeah, I think it's December.
December
Six,
sixth.
I think it is.
December sixth, oh.
At 7.
Yeah, December
At
sixth at 7
7.
o'clock.
I will not be here because I have a wedding out of the country. So I will have something for Robbie to read then.
And we're gonna need cookie donations like always.
Cookie donations for sure.
If you need me, I usually even flip the switch.
I was gonna say.
One time I messed up and flipped the switch just a tad bit too early. 5, 4, 3, flip the switch before I hit one.
We're in search of a Christmas tree, by the way.
Oh, okay. You running out of them over by the ponds?
I know a guy that goes to bed early.
How about we talk to, how about we talk to Mike,
I'm good.
Mike Langley? Yeah, I mean, he
I'm
owns the
good.
tree farm.
Yeah, I think I'm set.
It's the same time.
Do you wanna adjourn now?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn?
That's it.